Okay, we're going to do a pod review today on this particular variety of Charapita, and it's called the Dwarf Charapita, and I had received seeds, and I told the story about the whole ordeal regarding this particular variety of Charapita, and so you may want to watch my past videos. But we're going to do a pod review officially on this. I did an earlier pod review on the small peppers that was kind of just more or less a, just throwing it out there, but this is going to be an official review on this, and this is what I am going to put on my website. So let's pick one of these, and I will be harvesting most of this today. I've got 3 plants going here, and they are loaded with peppers. I'll show you them. And you can see there's plenty of peppers there. And this one is absolutely loaded, but it's starting to drop all its leaves. It's getting ready for winter, so all these peppers pretty much need to come off. I'll leave the ones that are unripe on there so they ripen, but that really doesn't matter. At that point, once the plant starts to drop all its leaves like that, all of those little peppers, they're not going to grow anymore. And anything else that's like coming out that might be putting up a flower, those are just going to drop. So once the plant gets into this stage, the next thing to do is to remove all the peppers and then cut the plant down to a smaller size and then start putting it under a new lighting pattern. Meaning, it's used to the lighting that it's in now, so when you're bringing it indoors, you're going to want to put it under at a minimum of 8 hours of light. It'll get used to that pattern. It'll put out new shoots and start growing under that pattern of light. But this is it right here. This is the Dwarf Charapita. And somebody made a suggestion to me that it might possibly be what they refer to as an orange tapine, which grow in Central and South America. And I beg to differ that because I do know what the orange tapine looks like, and it looks similar in size and everything. The problem is the orange tapine doesn't put out peppers that look like this. They don't come out in like batches and clusters like this. They grow more like a tapine in general, which I have back here. And tapines normally just put out like 1 pepper per node. You might see 2 here and there, but they don't cluster their peppers quite like this. Charapitas are known to do this. They come out in clusters and bunches. So it's definitely not a tapine, as far as I can see. So that's it. Okay, I don't have any good lighting around here. Just trying to give you guys a really good view of this thing. Let's turn you around and give it a go. Alright guys, here we are. We are doing another pod review today, and it's going to be on the Dwarf Charapita. I keep calling it Dwarf Tapine, but it's not a Dwarf Tapine. It's a Dwarf Charapita, and that's it right there. You can see how tiny this thing is. It's absolutely small. They're orange in color, and they're not yellow, and it's definitely not your standard Charapita. I'll quickly show you what a standard Charapita looks like now. This is what a standard Charapita looks like. These are ready. I'm probably going to be doing a pod review on these a little later today. You can see there's a yellow one back there. Okay, that's what a Charapita looks like. They turn yellow, and they're round like this, medium size. And this is what this looks like in comparison to that. If I can zoom you in, if it'll let me. No, it's not going to let me, is it? That's what it looks like in comparison. You can see how small this is compared to that. And that's a smaller one. Some of these Charapitas get a little bigger than this. This year I got some pretty good sized ones on here, which is a little on the unusual side, but most of my pods this year have been absolutely huge in the garden this year, unusually large, and I believe that's due to the vermis terra that I've been using to fertilize. It absolutely made the fruits literally double in size, but side issue. So anyway, here it is. That is it. Okay, so without any further ado, going in. Charapita taste. Immediately. Does not taste like a tapine. It's definitely a Charapita. There's really no way to describe the taste of a Charapita. It's very difficult because of the type of flavor it is. This thing's got heat on it, man. They picked up heat this year. Wow. It's definitely a Charapita. The taste of a Charapita is very unique to that pepper. There's really nothing else that tastes like it. I can't say it tastes like cayenne. I can't say it tastes like habanero. I can't say it tastes like anything. It has a world of flavor in its own. That's why Charapita is getting classified and recognized as being the world's most expensive chili, because of the flavor of this particular variety of pepper is very unique in its flavor. I can't even really describe to you what it might taste like, so you can get an idea, a visual in your mind of, oh, you know, it tastes like banana. It doesn't taste like banana. I'm just saying, you know, I try to give you a visual as to where you can go with this flavor sensation, and it might be something that you might want to use in your cooking somehow. This particular variety of pepper, Charapitas in general, definitely have a unique flavor where the flavors will go really good in hot sauces. And in fact, I think one of the things that they make with the Charapita, it's not necessarily a hot sauce, it's something else. It's like a drink of some sort. And they make this drink or something with it, and the flavor is very, very unique. It's a very delicious type of, it's just a very, very delicious type of flavor and taste that makes it very unique to really anything else. But it has a Charapita flavor. It has a little bit of spiciness. Again, my spiciness just means that the aftertaste lingers longer than it should. And depending on how spicy it is, which I refer to as a fatale effect, depending on how spicy that is really how long it's going to last on your palate. Sometimes things come and go. Sometimes things will last for hours, if not days, and the flavor hangs in there. But this has a little bit of a long-lasting flavor, but most Charapitas kind of do. So it is a little bit on the spicy side. As far as the heat on this thing, all right, that little tiny little pepper, it's burning my lips, burning the whole top of the tongue, tickling the tonsils a little bit. Oh, if you eat enough of them, you probably would get a gut cramp. I didn't eat no breakfast this morning, so I got to be real careful on how many hots I eat. I really got to start bringing heavy cream out here with me so I can douse my stomach before I do this, so I don't get sick. That's the whole idea, is to not get sick and provide you with as much detail as I can about the pepper. But that heat on it, if I was to put a Scoville on this thing, on that little tiny pepper, what it's doing to my mouth, I would definitely have to put that probably in the 20, 30, 40,000 range, up in there, maybe even 60. It's somewhere like in that range. Because it's so small, I'm not getting a vast effect from it. It's just kind of localized. And the type of heat that it is, it comes in, it's very striking. It comes in very quick, direct, and it's continuous to a point where once it starts to taper off, it drops right off. It's not a long-lasting type of heat. It's already come down. I could probably do another review. I could probably pop another one in and do a double for you. Oh, on an empty stomach. I always get myself in trouble doing that. Anyway, let's do a double. That one was a little bit less ripe than the very dark oranges, the orange ones that I got. That one was a little bit more on the yellowish side before it really starts to darken up in orange. So it wasn't as flavorful. When you let them fully ripen till these get fully orange, man, it has a very strong Charapita flavor. This one was very light in flavor. When I picked it, when it's kind of yellow, very light orange, it's not really fully dark orange yet. It's still kind of going through that transition. The flavor was really light. But when you let them really get orange on this thing, that first flavor was very strong, very prominent, strong Charapita flavor. Definitely like the taste of Charapita, so I am going to be exploring in my cooking and possibly even attempting to start getting more involved with hot sauces, which requires bottling, labeling, and other things and regulations and stuff I got to look into. And so I might be getting into making some hot sauces of my own, and I'm probably going to be using some of my own very own peppers that, like this one, that is kind of on the unusual side. It's not like a lot of companies are going to be using the Dwarf Charapita. They probably don't even want to get involved with it because these peppers are so small. You have to process hundreds of them probably. But for a small little micro hot sauce company like I would be, I can make, you know, enough sauces to supply my viewers and my customers that come in and want to find my sauces. I'd have enough to do that. I just couldn't go into a commercial thing. But anyway, the heat on it is, like I said, it's very striking, direct. It hits the tongue. It really does tingle up the tonsils in the back, but not real bad. The flavor, again, a very Charapita flavor. I really don't know any other way to describe a Charapita flavor. It's very unique in its taste. And they do taste really good. I really do like Charapita quite a bit, and I can see why they say it's the crown jewel of peppers. You know, it's like the holy grail of peppers, because that flavor is definitely different than really all the other peppers I got. It's got a very unique effect, flavor, as well as the heat. So anyway, that is it. That is a quick pod review on the Dwarf Charapita. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.